Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I'm all sparkly and clean. Yeah, sorry, guys. I got really cold right before I sat down to do the show, and I had to jump in the shower. So I'm dressed, but I'm putting on my socks. How you guys doing today? This is what, Tuesday? Hope everybody's well. Hope you had a great Monday. Hope everything went your way and that nobody pissed you off. I seriously, I don't know what to do in this world anymore. I keep finding stupid, even when I'm not trying to find it. Today was the press conference with Trump. That one is just absolutely asinine, and we'll get into it in a minute. But man, it's like there's a competition for stupid out there. How dumb can we be? How absolutely moronic can we be? And yeah, it's insane to me. Cynic, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynic. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. Becca says, unfortunately, I missed that conference. Well, it was really only the end. There were a couple of moments in it. The first moment came when Trump said, what was his exact wording? That we were winning or something like that. We prevailed, I think is what he said. We prevailed. Let me find Jim Acosta's tweet because he's the one that threw a little baby fit about it on Twitter. Let me see if I can find this dumb motherfucker. Here it is. Trump today. We have met the moment and we have prevailed. Last week he conceded it was too early to declare a mission accomplished. Here's the thing. What Donald Trump was talking about, specifically in this whole press conference, almost everything he spoke about was testing. Testing. It's all he was talking about, testing. So when he said that we met the moment and prevailed, he was talking about American ingenuity coming together and rapidly getting not just testing, but PPE supplies and other necessary equipment, the ventilators. But the vast majority of what he talked about was testing, ramping up testing, getting testing done. And so when he made that comment, that's what he was talking about. But notice how Jim Acosta said it. Trump today, we have met the moment and we have prevailed. Last week, he conceded it was too early. Taking it directly out of context. Well, a reporter in the back, he asked, well, Mr. President, what do you mean we prevailed? And Jim Acosta tweeted out after that, Trump now saying we prevailed refers to testing. Yeah, Dick knows, because that's what he was talking about the whole time. The whole time. You're the only one. Well, not him only. The press are the only ones out there going, he said we prevailed over the whole disease, you guys. No. He was specifically talking about meeting the moment on testing. Getting American companies to come together and just start mass manufacturing this shit so we can get people tested. Millions and millions of people. More than any other country known on earth. What about the percentages? Shut up. The media take Trump out of context. Surely you jest. No, ex-Bubba Hotep, it happened. It really did. I know, it's hard to believe. Very hard to believe. But that wasn't the big moment. That wasn't the big moment. That started to be the big moment. Until, well, where did that go? I know I have it queued up here. Let's get this. This is the moment where the media and social media and everybody lost their fucking shit. So this is at the end of the press conference. And Donald Trump asks for questions. I'm trying to turn this up. I'm hoping not to blast your ears out. I didn't test it real good. I know it's a kind of a quiet video, so headphone warning. Get ready. Get your hands right next to your earphones just in case I have this up too loud. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Said many times that the U.S. is doing far better than any other country when it comes to testing.
Yes.
Why does that matter? Why is this a global competition to you if every day Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases every day?
Okay, there it is. Yeah. Why is it a competition? There's people dying. Why is it a competition? And here's what he said.
Well, they're losing their lives everywhere in the world. And maybe that's a question you should ask China.
Now, that might seem like a strange response, but we'll get to that in a moment. Maybe you should ask China.
Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you.
Now, what you can't tell from this video is that the woman who asked this question is of Asian descent, which leads to this.
You, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm
That I
telling
should
you,
ask
I'm not
China?
saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question
That's
like that.
not a nasty
Please go
question.
ahead.
Now, why are you saying this to me directly? I don't know about you guys, but when somebody asks me a question, I tend to respond to them. He was literally asked a question by this woman. He didn't make her Asian. Why are you asking me this question specific? Why are you saying that to me specifically? Well, bitch, probably because you specifically asked the question. Now, I can't prove that. I have no proof that he answered your question because you asked it. It just seems logical to me. Just seems logical. Now, it's kind of a weird response that he gave there if you don't know some things. Her question was, why is this a competition when there's people dying? And he's like, well, there's people dying all over the world. And what? Maybe you should ask China that. Now, none of the news outlets I saw covering this today, not one, brought up something that was actually kind of in the headlines all day yesterday. And here it is. U.S. officials beware of China and others trying to steal COVID-19 research. There's why would you be asking China? Why would you ask me to ask China that? Well, because according to NPR and many other sources, by the way, the Chinese are out there trying to steal COVID research. There is a competition when it comes to disease research. You guys might not know this. I don't know how much you keep up with this stuff. Holy mother of God. Forgot to turn my volume back down. Without somebody here talking to me, I forget that part. Purple Pill Perspective. Thank you. That is very, very generous. It was my birthday yesterday. Some shekels for my favorite Simeon. You inspired me to start my own show, and I can see why you find this therapeutic. Thank you for being so entertaining. With no context, of course. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday yesterday, Purple Pill Perspective. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and thank you so much for the donation. And good luck with the show. Good luck. Yeah, it's I don't know. I miss it if I don't do it. This is it's how I think out loud now. I used to just talk to myself, but now I get to talk to you guys. But yeah, happy birthday. There is a lot of competition when it comes to curing diseases or discovering new therapies, and not just between pharmacies here in the US. Not just between pharmacies in the US who are just trying to bilk those people with all their monies. Internationally, there's and if like China were to be the ones who had any kind of breakthrough on this, they would be the ones who get royalties and stuff from it. And money? Are you kidding? Monkey, they would give it away for free. They're communists. That's what they believe. No, they wouldn't. They would use it to fund their state. It's just how it happens. It's a competitive business. And yeah, U.S. officials are warning that China's trying to break in. There's already reports that hackers from Iran have been trying to get into U.S. facilities, not into the facilities, but into the digital side of it. China hasn't been specifically named as having done that already, but we know they do this. China's record. Meanwhile, China, far more than any other country, has been aggressively stealing valuable medical technology for years. Information on a possible vaccine would be a huge prize. This is from NPR. This isn't Fox News. This isn't Ben Shapiro. This is fucking NPR. Why would you ask that, Donald Trump? You just don't like the Chinese women. Any of you in chat say, ask China? Given what I just told you, and given his past record, anybody shocked that he would have said that? Do you think he was holding in that ask China thing just in case somebody of Asian descent asked him a question? Do you think that's what he was doing? Oh man, I hope that little Chinese girl asks me something so I can slam her with this one. My son's birthday is on the 17th. He'll be 33. Oh my. My brother's birthday is today. I gotta remember to call him when I wake up. My little brother, he's a year younger than me. So he's turned into an old man too. I just don't understand. Okay, I understand the press. I do. They have a bias, a very strong bias. One that is inescapable. It's inexcusable, but it happens. There's nothing we can really do about it. I don't understand the people who get wrapped up in their bullshit. Now, maybe not everybody saw this article. I just happened to catch an article yesterday as I was reading before bed about the warnings about China trying to steal our technology. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, well, yeah, that's what he's talking about. Apparently, nobody in the news reads the news. Always lost on nothing else. Says, not shocked, seems predictable. You know, I get that. I do. But maybe I have too much faith in my fellow man. Maybe I have too much faith in him. I get the press doing it because I expect the press doing it. At some point, I expect my fellow man to go, these guys are just a bunch of fucking liars. And we've kind of seen that. We really have. The Gallup poll that came out the other day that scared the shit out of so many liberals, and it really did, was the highest Trump has ever polled with independents. The highest ever he's polled with independents, no matter what's been going on. And with all of this shit, the press has been on full court press. Forgive the second use of press there. The media has been on full court press ever since his numbers started climbing when he started doing these. He started giving these press conferences and like, oh my God, his numbers are going up. Quick, get him. They've even attacked the briefings themselves. Come out against the president talking to the people. No, this is just, it's him doing a campaign speech thingy. You guys are fucking liars, man. And the people get to see it. The people get to see it. And that's what's driving them nuts, because they can't drive the narrative that way. They absolutely can't drive the narrative. And that's what they need to do. They need to paint him as the most horrible person. Look, dislike him. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. Don't like the president. That's fine. But don't lie about the man either. Don't paint it up more than he actually is. You know, he's not Satan. He's a guy you disagree with politically who not long ago you loved. Isn't that a great part? I mean, not long ago, celebrities loved Donald. They all wanted to be at his parties and have pictures taken with him and be on his show. You guys remember when they even had Celebrity Apprentice? Hollywood loved this motherfucker. Lefties love this motherfucker. And then he runs for president. As a Republican. Dun, dun, dun. And it was mostly based on the border. What was going on at the border. And how dare you say we can't have the illegals come in? And so you sit there and you lie about them for years. What are we at? 4 years now of them just straight lying about this motherfucker? Lie, 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 lie. And some people have caught on. Some. Not a lot. And you're going to have a whole nother thing. Remember when he was racist to that Chinese reporter? One, I don't know if she's Chinese or not. I think we heard on Lords of the Night, don't quote me, but that she is of Asian or of Chinese descent. I can't remember if that's true or not. It just seems familiar. I'm familiar with the matter. But I don't think it matters much. I mean, do you think Donald Trump had like a dossier? Find me the Chinese. Find me. I can't do a Donald Trump. I've been working on it. I've been trying and I cannot nail it. So find me the I can't. I'm going to go into a Bernie Sanders. Find me the Chinese reporter that I can drop this China bomb on. I want to be racist on TV. Do you think that's what he did? For real? You guys are fucking liars, man. And sorry, I'm looking at something else now because I forgot to bring this up. I forgot to bring it up in advance. I'm sure I can find it. Is it this one? No. Well, fuck, I can't find it. There's a great moment yesterday, or actually I believe it was the day before on Sunday, on Chuck Todd's show. Chuck Todd over there on the NBCs. So Bill Barr, the Attorney General, he goes on to TV to talk about, among other things, dropping the case against Michael Flynn. And he's asked the question, how do you think history will remember this? And he answers the question. And he starts off by saying, history is written by the winners. And he laughs. History is written by the winners. Ha, 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 ha. Now, Chuck Todd, being the douche nugget that he is, stops the clip there on his show to talk about how horrible Bill Barr is for saying that. What a disgusting piece of shit he is. How dare he laugh at how they're just going to fake history. Oh, Dangerous. If you have it, yeah, please send that to me. He says he found the clip. YouTube, you know exactly what I was looking for. You know what I was looking for, you dirty bastards. You know what everybody's looking for in your algorithm if they look up Chuck Todd right now. How dare you? How dare you? They just flooded my fucking search with all kinds of irrelevant shit. Like I give two damns about Chuck Todd and what he does most of the time. Once you can say China like Trump, is the rest is easy, right? I'll send it to the hashtag. Thank you, sir. Let's get over there. And I want you guys to be able to see this because it's absolutely disgusting what they did. And I don't know. I'm not shocked. Again, it's one of those things. It's the media, so I'm not shocked by it. I had already seen Barr's full clip before Chuck Todd got a hold of it, and I thought nothing of it because his answer was fine. But then old Toddy boy Chucky, what is it with Democrats named Chuck? Are they all just dickheads, or is it just Chuck in general? I have an uncle who's named Chuck. He's a really nice guy. I don't know. Maybe it's just these shitbags. So here we go. Da, 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 da. Thank you so much for that, Dangerous. Let me get this over on here. Did I do a good job killing time until we got here? I need to turn this down because it's deafening me. All right. Make sure volume's up. Let's bring this up on the screen. And I'll send a link out after this so that you guys can see where this is all from. Oh, I got the branding up and it cuts that off. I got to fix that. There we go. Here we go.
What up, Bill Barr? Peggy Noonan, I want you to listen to this Bill Barr answer to a question about What will history say about this? Wait till you hear this answer. Take a listen.
When history looks back on this decision, how do you think it will be written?
Well, history is written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history.
Now, before we go any further, hang on. Let's back that up just a second. Watch as they cut his volume. Watch his lips.
Depends on who's writing the history.
Did you catch that? You can see him actually say but. Anyway.
I was struck, Peggy, by the cynicism of the answer. It's a correct answer, but he's the attorney general. He didn't make the case that he was upholding the rule of law.
Except he did.
He was almost admitting that, yeah, this is a political job.
When history looks back.
Now, this is somebody who's put this together. This is the actual thing.
On this decision, how do you think it will be written?
Well, history is written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history. But I think a fair history would say it was a good decision because it upheld the rule of law.
All right. Did you catch that? He didn't say because it upholds the rule of law. He fucking literally said that. It's good to see, though. I hope they'll. Let's get back to Chucky. Sorry, this is through Twitter, so this may screw up. It does that sometimes if you jump around in their videos.
Straight.
I was struck, Peggy, by the cynicism of the answer. It's a correct answer, but he's the attorney general. He didn't make the case that he was upholding the rule of law.
Didn't make the case that he was upholding the rule of law.
And by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history. But I think a fair history would say it was a good decision because it upheld the rule of law.
Literally said it. Literally fucking said it. He didn't even make the case that it was upholding the rule of law. You stupid motherfucker, you liar. And then you wonder why, after all of your bullshit, Trump's numbers still go up and up and up and up. You got just stop lying about the man. Stop lying about the people that work for him. But Monk, journalists are not investigators. What do you want them to do? Listen for an extra 5 seconds. You don't understand, Monkey. He didn't make the case he was upholding the rule of law just because he said he upheld the rule of law. He literally said that he hopes that he thinks they will say it was the right decision because it upheld the rule of law. And the people who watched this on NBC the other day, how many of you think they know the rest of this story? How many of them do you think actually were like, wait a minute, I know he's lying there. I'm not going to listen to this shitbag anymore. It's as though they want Trump to win. Like, look, he's just Chuck Todd. It's just political, man. It's just political. He basically said it's just political. He fucking literally said it's about the rule of fucking law. But that's not how the press takes it, man. The press, man, they cannot get enough of lying about this, man. And it's disturbing. It's disgusting. And it's something something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. At some point, we need to have that Senator have you no shame moment. The press needs to have that moment. There needs to come a time, you would have thought it would have been something like the Covington kids, where the entirety of our press goes out there and blasts these poor kids who are standing there minding their own fucking business when this shitbag activist comes up there and gets in their face and they get blamed for everything. You'd have thought that the press would go, oh, man, we were wrong. Maybe we should pull back. And, there was a moment. There was one moment there. There was a moment there when Whoopi Goldberg asked, why are we so quick to judgment on these things? Because we hate Trump. We want to get Trump out of office. That's what Joy Behar said. We just want to get Trump out of office that bad. Well then, maybe you guys should go back to reporting. Maybe if you guys actually reported, you'd win. I don't know. I honest to God can't say for sure. But what you're doing now isn't working, and it's making you guys look foolish as hell. The Jussie Smollett thing. Do you guys remember this one? Of course you do, because we talked about it a lot. Another one, the press. All out there. All out. The Trumpers beat up old Jussie Smollett. Oh my God, they were wearing MAGA hats in Chicago at 2:00 in the fucking morning when it's minus 40 fucking degrees out with a wind chill. But they were just out there with some bleach and some clothesline looking for a gay black actor. Because that's how badly the Trump folks hate black gay actors. It's for fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. When do you have that moment? When do you have that moment where suddenly it makes sense? Suddenly everything becomes clear. I am just being an asshole here. I'm just lying here. What point do you get to that? We haven't seen it yet. I mean, going from, look at Corona. It's racist to shut down flights with China. And then he should have done that sooner. Pick one. It's no worse than the flu. Donald Trump downplayed it. Pick one. Because you guys were the ones saying it too. That's why Kaylee, Miss, what's her name? McKenna, whatever, the new press secretary for President Trump, when she burned them with that at the end. Are you guys all going to come back on your statements? Are you guys going to go retract what you said? Because none of you have done it. What cigarettes am I smoking? I'm not. That was me lighting a candle because YouTube doesn't like when we smoke. If I were to be smoking, it would be a rolled cigarette and not the funky kind. Mechananani. Yeah, look, I don't know how to say her name, and I'll eventually learn it, but have integrity? Nah. We are going with Project Deflect and Lie. You know, again, I'm not shocked by it, but I keep waiting. I keep waiting for something to happen to where the majority of the media, the majority of the population just goes, screw the press. The press is mad right now because they have horrible approval ratings. And Donald Trump did this to us. No, motherfucker, you did it. If you didn't keep proving Donald Trump right, his fake news stuff would never latch on. If you guys weren't bullying a bunch of kids because they happened to be wearing MAGA hats, his rhetoric would never catch on. If you guys weren't blatant hypocrites on Corona, it would never catch on. Oh my, thank you, Gamer Valine. That's very kind. Unfortunately, when the media is traded between billionaires looking at your bald ass, Jeff Bezos, and competing with the internet, only edgy, shocking formatting keeps them just above the surface of relevance. They'll drown soon. I think there's enough that they could still maintain where they are without having to lie about it. I get what you're saying, that, there's a lot of that. Well, they clickbait and they have to get seen, but there comes a point where you have to have some kind of integrity. People have to be able to trust you if you're going to say your news. And when you throw that out the window in favor, and this is the thing, it's not even that they're using clickbait titles half the time. Half the time, it's just the whole fucking article's a lie. Whole fucking thing. Or in this case, Chuck Todd the other day. That's just a fucking lie. There's no clickbait titles that came out of that. it's, I get what you're saying. And I understand in the age of the internet, you need something that's going to grab people's eyes. And if that's all they were doing, I would probably even give them a pass for that. I blame people for not reading the whole article, not the press. But it's, there's just no reason that makes sense. Once you give up your integrity as a news organization, there's no getting that back. That's why Dan Rather had to be fired way back with the fake Bush note, when they accepted knowingly bullshit information and put it out there on the press. Used to get fired for stuff like that. Chuck Todd should be fired for what he said. Chuck Todd should be fired for that piece he did, because it is a provably false statement that he made there. Provably false. And there's no way he didn't know that if he actually watched that segment. No fucking way he didn't know that. He should be fired for that. And if he's not, then how in the world does NBC maintain its integrity? And look, they don't have all that much anyway. Gamer Vleen, thank you. Lying to the retired crowd that watches TV versus the internet works. Hence, the ads on most channels cater to the older demographic. Again, I see where you're going with that. But here's the thing. It's not just people who watch TV, because this stuff gets written. There's a lot of articles and studies have been done. Most people get their news from the internet now. Yes, they still get it from NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, MSNBC, the Washington Post, the New York Times. They're just reading it through. They're watching it through the internet now. They're not sitting down watching the channel, but that's still where the information is coming from. It's not like we have a whole bunch of what are they called? Independent news sources that people are watching and getting their news from. I'm not trying to be disagreeable there. That's just reality. The reality is most of the news is still coming from those sources, the AP, Reuters, which, those are just what old time newspapers used to repeat as articles. So it's still the same people controlling it all. It's still the same information that's going out there. It's just that every now and then they get caught, like Chucky did here. Every now and then it's actually provable. And I can't believe that there's people out there who still fall for this shit. And the funniest part, like with today, with that whole Asian thing, Chrissy Saliza, Chrissy, how can anybody say this is in any way acceptable? You mean Donald Trump answering the question and you focusing on race? Yeah, you focusing on race is not acceptable at all, media. I agree there, but I don't think that's what old Chrissy meant. Always lost on nothing else. Thank you so much. Donation 65. I don't like Susan chats, but I enjoy your content. You deserve every penny of this. Keep ranting. Don't wrench me. Thank you so very much. It's very kind of you. Yeah, I know there's people who don't like to use the super chat, and I understand it. Believe me, I prefer Streamlabs just because I get instant access to it, and Susan doesn't get 30%. But I also understand why people don't like PayPal, which is the only way you can donate to me on Streamlabs. So Joy Reid did the exact same thing on her show on MSNBC Sunday and hasn't retracted. So NBC News still slips the line by at least another 30 people. Yeah, I'm not shocked, P-Dog. I'm really not. I mean, Chucky Todd is over there as part of the NBC family. They're pushing a false narrative, and how much attention is that going to get now that Ask China is out there? Ask China. There will never be that moment. They will never admit shame or wrongdoing. You just think there should be a come to Jesus moment because you have integrity and they don't have any. Well, I appreciate the integrity, Mark. I'm thinking not just from the integrity spot. Don't get me wrong. That is a huge part of it. but you're a dying business. They still haven't quite figured out how to make money off the internet. They've found a little thing in there by, hooking up with Susan. Susan has helped them make some more money. FYI, Chuck Todd is married to Democrat operative Christian Denny Todd. I'm not shocked. Did you see the NBC retraction? No, I didn't. And I doubt I will anytime soon unless it's sent to me or I go looking. What I mean is I doubt it's going to be plastered all over the news anywhere, NBC News admits they're a bunch of lying shitbags. But back to what you said there. There's part of it that it's not just about the integrity; it's also about the business. Your integrity is all you really have in the news. Once it's like any business. Once your customers lose faith in you, what do you have? What do you have? And I honestly don't know how to answer that question. I don't understand how people have seen the news be wrong so fucking often and still take everything they say at face value. I question everything. Even if I read something I absolutely agree with, I have to look this up because I don't trust the news at all. And that's a horrible way to be. It shouldn't have to be like that, but they made it like that. They're the ones who did this. I didn't do it. I sure as fuck didn't make them a bunch of lying pricks. But those are the ones that, you know what? I wonder if that clip is, if old Chucky Todd's clip is up on YouTube and monetized. You guys think it would be? I wonder if it is. Oh, Susan, I have a question about conspiracy theories. Because to me, that would qualify. Wouldn't that? I mean, it's a lie. It's actually falsehood. It's fake news. Literally fake news. And as far as I understand, you should be able to lose your monetization for that. Susan, is NBC in any danger of that? People believe the media the same way as chainmails again. The older crowd. I get you. You're trying to put it on the older crowd there, gamer, but the vast majority of liberals and Democrats are your younger crowd. The folks who are propping up things like NBC and MSNBC and BuzzFeed and those fucking assholes. That's your younger crowd. You know why? Because they're easier to deceive. Yeah, you get your old people. You can trick with chainmail. God, chainmail. I haven't heard that shit in forever. The old style Nigerian prince. I don't see boomers in Antifa. Prospero. That is a good point. I'm not trying to argue with you, gamer. I think you're being a little narrow in who's involved here. Good morning, Pat. Am I allowed to say good morning to Pat? I don't know if I'm allowed to. Apparently, I'm trying to be white Jesus for black people. I don't know, but it had something to do with Pat. Good morning, Pat. I hope you're well. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about the media because it's getting to the point where even I'm like, there's nothing that shocks me anymore. Evolved Potato, thank you so much. They argue from a moral perspective, so even they can't be wrong because they're morally right. So anything they say is right, even if they're wrong. They're right because they're morally right. So anything that goes against them is morally wrong. Yeah, we did hear that from old AOC, right? There's so many people who are out there worried about being factually correct instead of being morally right. Yeah, because you can't be morally right without being factually correct. You can't be. It's impossible. But I want to feel like a good person. Shut up, moron. You cannot be morally right, and factually incorrect. Saying things that are factually wrong is called lying, which is morally wrong. You know, Peter, you're not wrong. I heard that lighter 3 times, Monkey. You smoking something? Hashtag me too. Yeah, it's actually a cigarette. I don't actually smoke that often. I light cigarettes and I pretty much burn them in this ashtray here. I'll take a puff now and then. I could probably save myself money by just lighting one every few days. I was playing Fallout 76 with Satsu the other day, and I actually literally burned through 3 cigarettes, only taking the initial drag off of them because it just sat there and burned. If someone wants to feel like a good person, try doing the right thing. You know, speaking of doing the right thing, this show is brought to you by you. If you enjoy what you're hearing, please hit the like button. Please share, and please consider donating if you can. But and thank you, Becca, and I saw that Gamer had thrown the link in there for Streamlabs. Yeah, guys, Streamlabs is a definite way you can do it. I'm not going to tell you to do it that way because Susan won't let me, but it's definitely a way to do it. Definitely. Anyhow, maybe that's right. Maybe the whole morally correct thing is more than just AOC. Maybe AOC is more a product of her time than I want to give credit for. Because that does seem to be the press's MO here. It doesn't matter if they're actually correct, but damn it, they have to stop. They have to stop Donald Trump. Yesterday, we watched that fucking video of Bill Maher where he's basically saying that if you've been sexually assaulted by Joe Biden, shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter because there's more important things than you being sexually assaulted. He's literally saying we need to put a criminal in this White House rather than the guy that's in there right now because I don't like him. I don't like him. So I'll take even somebody who sexually assaulted someone and got away with it. And bitch, if it was you, you better keep your goddamn mouth shut because party of women. Seriously. Oh, you sent the thing over to the hashtag. Let me see. Yeah, I've not seen this yet, so let's Carrie Kupik DOJ said very disappointed by a deceptive editing / commentary by Chuck Todd on Meet the Press on AG Barr's CBS interview. Compare the 2 transcripts below. Oh, you know what? I'll throw this into chat so you guys can read it. This is not their retraction. This is the person they're responding to. Compare the 2 transcripts below. Not only did the AG make the case in the very answer Chuck says he didn't, he also did so multiple times throughout the interview. And Meet the Press said this. You're correct. Earlier today, we inadvertently and inaccurately cut short a video clip of an interview with the AG Barr before offering commentary and analysis. The remaining clip included important remarks from the Attorney General that we missed, and we regret the error. Well, I mean, we regret the error is oops. You regret getting caught, you lying shitbags. You fucking the remaining clip included important remarks, and we're so sorry we did that, you guys. For fuck's sake. You had to have watched the clip. You're telling me that you guys were watching it like, stop right there. We got to talk about this right there. Don't worry about what else he says. Oh my good God. That's, yeah, P-Dog, error my ass. I agree. No, that's not a fucking error. That's getting caught lying. Oh man. Wow. I don't know. As long as it's dog backwards, thank you, says cough cough. As long as there's as long as the country's divided the way it is, I don't think the press will get any better. Because CNN MSNBC, NBC, all of these shitbags, they're always going to have an audience. There's always people who want to go out there and have their preconceived notions repeated. Oh my. Who want their preconceived notions repeated to them. So they're going to have an audience. How big it is what remains to be seen. It's weird. The coronavirus has helped the news. I mean, it's not weird that it has, but it has. It's amplified them. MSNBC and CNN. They're doing better in the ratings. They did really good in the impeachment as well, and then things dropped off, and then came Corona. So they're back up, and now people are watching, and so they're pushing their bullshit, you guys, real hard. Get that shit out there to the kids who believe it, and not just kids, people who believe it. Maybe Nancy Pelosi will talk about us. Yeah, fucking people. Mainstream media only exists for the lulz. You know, I wish that were true. I wish it were true. Oh man. I do love though how they try to play up a free and independent press. We are free and independent press. Donald Trump, you can't be mean to us because free and independent press is really vital to this nation. Did you guys see they actually, during the press conference, they asked him about what he meant when he said hashtag Obamagate in his tweet and said that Obama was guilty of crimes? Oh, they're mad about that. You came after our hero. Free and independent press. You came after our hero. How dare you? How dare you? What crime did he commit? And Trump was so beautiful in his answer. I think you know. He actually said that. You know what he did. You know what he did. Hello, for fuck's sake. Oh, God. They're so mad about it, man. Before the press conference, I saw somebody had tweeted out, somebody should ask Donald Trump what he meant by that. He doesn't have the balls to say so because he's only brave behind his tweets. This motherfucker's been out there for, what, almost 2 months doing daily briefings. He cut them back because you guys whine so much about him. He's afraid. You guys went out there and lied about him. To this day, even though it's been proven over and over that he said no such thing, the press is out there going, he said to drink bleach, you guys. No, he didn't, you lying motherfuckers. He's afraid of us. You're liars. I'm not afraid of you. He knows you're fucking liars. He doesn't want to deal with your dumb asses. I don't blame him. I really don't fucking blame him for it. I've never seen anybody that the press has gone after like this ever in my life. And certainly not politically. And we got to burn him down. We got to take this motherfucker down, man. He used to be one of us. He's a traitor. You guys get that, don't you? Part of the reason they hate Trump is he's a traitor. We've seen this from the left a lot. I mean, you get it from the right a little bit too, but man, if you go against the left, boy, will they come for you. Boy, will they come for you. You are a heretic. You are a blasphemer. You are Satan. Hail Satan. Yeah, it's Bloodsy says maybe Nixon. Again, before my time. And Nixon was kind of a dirtbag. In this case, I mean, Nixon at least had done something wrong. He wasn't involved in the actual break-ins at Watergate. He found out afterwards. But he absolutely did try to help set up a fucking cover-up of it. Instead of just going, yeah, these assholes got caught, which is what he should have done. It's what he should have done. Yeah, these 3 assholes got caught doing something stupid. I disavow. The end. And instead, yeah, no, I can't. I used to be able to do Tricky Dick. I can't anymore. God, man, I've lost all my accents. All I can do is my Valley Girl and the ones that piss off people on Twitter. Yeah, I've never seen anybody. Even they hated Reagan, but they didn't go after him like this. They hated W. Fuck, man. Makes it look like they used to give him hand jobs the way they treat this motherfucker. But yeah, it's because he's a heretic, man. He left the cult. I love your Valley Girl voice. Well, thank you. I enjoy doing it. It makes me laugh. He left the cult, and those people can never be forgiven, and they have to be made an example of. It's amazing. It is amazing. Have you guys, look, I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Rubin, but have you guys seen the shit he gets? The absolute shit Dave Rubin gets? It's amazing. He's a guy who just goes out there and does his show and talks to people he wants to talk to. And he's a right-wing grifter. He's horrible. No, but why does anybody watch his shit? They must have bulk bought his books to give them away free. It's weird. It's weird. Okay, he doesn't agree with you anymore. You could still be friends. You don't have to be a shitbag to him because he disagrees with you. Blenty says, it's so stupid he's a lefty. He is. He's still largely left. He just doesn't agree with some of the ways that you treat people, and he's a staunch free speech advocate. Now, I do believe he is one of those people who blocks on Twitter, which I disagree with, and I don't believe you can claim that you're a free speech advocate when that happens. But at least in the way the internet seems to understand free speech, he stands up for free speech. That's what you should be allowed to say. Stupid shit. How dare you? How dare you? Jeff Holiday hates Rubin a lot. He's all but full-blown Antifa now. I don't follow Jeff since he got his new account. But yeah, Jeff was the first one I saw really going after Rubin. But there's a lot of people who do it, man. Just go to any one of his tweets, man. There's somebody in there being a fucking shithead to him. Like Tim Pool. Oh, God, Tim Pool. It is amazing how many of these people that they hate actually are pretty left. Donald Trump is actually pretty left, you guys. He's not the staunch conservative that he's painted out. I almost died. I almost pissed myself for real. Almost peed the first time I was watching a news clip, and they mentioned how Trump claimed to be a fundamental Christian. Like, I'm sorry, what now? That's the only way he got the Christians to vote for him was by coming out and pretending to be a fundamentalist Christian. Like, I'm sorry, what? What? When? When the fuck did that happen? He was a New York Dem before he went Republican because he knew the Dems wouldn't run him. Yeah, exactly. And I know you told me how to pronounce your name, but I'm sorry, dude. Kylis is how I'm going to say it because that's what's in my head now. I hope I'm close. Tixie Man, thank you. I believe you should have won at the dog meme thing. Puff, puff, shh. There was a dog meme? I don't know what that means. I appreciate it, but I don't know what that means. It happened during one of their fever dreams. You know, Prospero, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you got it this time. Yes, I got a name right. I don't know how I did that. I don't block bad comments on my channel. I don't block anything on my channel. I mean, in chat, my mods have the right to smack somebody, and I've asked my mods a couple of times to let people keep going. It's really only if they're attacking people in the chat that it pisses me off. And like, all right, stop it, because we have a nice community here. You want to say shitty things to me or about me? I don't give a fuck. There's certain members of my family you fuck with, and I'll bop you myself. But yeah, fuck, I don't block people because I don't care. Listen to me. Just listen. If you want to listen to what I say and repeat or respond to what I say, good. The Purple Heart for the military. Oh, yeah. Fuck, yes. Yes, I forgot about the military dog. Thank you, Cirque, for explaining what it was meant there. Yeah. Remember that? He didn't really give my medal. You guys are fucking morons. Fucking morons. Anyhow, it's almost painful to watch, and I love this kind of shit. I do. Watching them tear one of their own apart is kind of funny. It really is, and I do laugh. But when it gets to the point of like what they've done to Tim Pool or what they've done to, especially Rubin, man, god damn, that poor man can't say anything. You're friends with Ben Shapiro, and he said he wouldn't even go to your wedding. Yeah, Ben has a religious objection to it, and he doesn't hate me for it. So it's just one of those things. We're cool. How dare you? You're Satan. How dare you talk to that Jew boy? Oh, God. I saw somebody seriously having that basic argument. What was it? Maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I can't remember what I was watching. Cannot remember what I was watching. But they were very, very upset that Dave Rubin would be friends with Ben Shapiro when Ben Shapiro said he wouldn't even go to his gay wedding. Like, it's none of your fucking business. It's really none of your fucking business. I mean, they're friends to the point where Dave and his husband would be allowed at Ben's house to have dinner. Ben just wouldn't go celebrate something he believed isn't right. The marriage. He doesn't give a fuck that Dave's gay and has a husband. Just his religious objection to it made it so he wasn't going to go celebrate it as a wedding. And if Dave's okay with that, why aren't you? Why isn't any of your, you better hate that little Jew? For fuck's sake, man. For fuck's sake. I got into a huge argument. I've told you guys before, I used to spend a lot of time on the Bill Maher real-time message board way back before they changed it so that it looks like it does today. Back when it was actually usable and not that flash bullshit. And one of the biggest arguments I ever got into is when I said that Democrats have become the party of the anti-Semites. And they're like, oh, how dare you? Just because we hate Jews doesn't mean we're anti-Semites. Like, Jesus Christ, calm down, guys. But that was before I knew how much they loved Islam, so it makes sense. It's a cult of personality. I think this way, so you must as well. You know, Pat, it's betrayal. I get what you're saying, and that's part of it. But when there's so much meaner to somebody who used to be on their side, somebody they used to call friend. You used to be my friend, but now because you have a different political opinion, even though mostly we still agree on political opinion, you disagreed with me on one little part. You're evil. We can never speak again, and everything about you is bad. You're just a right-wing grifter. It's the betrayal, man. They treat it as though it's a husband and a wife, and there was actual cheating. You put your dick in conservatism. How dare you? How dare? But are my liberal titties not good enough for you? Oh, man. But don't look at them little liberal titties, man, because they don't like that. Don't look at liberal titties. Unless you're Joe Biden. It's weird to watch. It really is. No, it's a fucking cult. You left the flock, so you're to be shunned. Yes, exactly. Dangerous. Exactly. And it can be over the littlest thing. They have the biggest blow-ups over the littlest thing. You know, I think you should be able to drop an N-bomb. If you're singing along with a song and they drop an N-bomb, you should be able to sing with it. Oh, I didn't know you were racist. I didn't know you were racist. How dare you? Get away from me, you little racist. You think people should sing with the lyrics. Tixie Man, thank you so much. No, the canine trivia at Drunken Uncle's, but it is Tie Man. Oh, okay, gotcha. Tie Man. I'm never going to remember that because of the way it's spelled, but I will do my best. And thanks, love the show. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you. Tie Man. What's Drunkle been up to? What's he doing? I actually got to go on the AAA show yesterday, and I feel so bad because it takes me at least an hour to come out of my sleep, and Drunkle sent me the message asking me if I wanted to be on the show as I woke up. I think I'd been on the internet for like 10 minutes. And so I was about 30 minutes in when I got on the show, only awake, and I was so out of it for like the first hour of the show. I tried though, and you can't go on to that show and not be at your best because they will walk all over you. And that's a good thing. That's how they should do it. It's their show, and they're really good at what they do. But I felt bad because I was not as participatory as I usually am. I'm gonna have to ask for a mulligan on that one. Ghastly one. No, how dare you? No, I was cheated. I was cheated out of that game. I should have been up 5-0 to begin with. Good night, gamer. Have a good sleep, sweetie. And thank you so much for dropping the link and for the donations tonight. I was cheated during the game. It's not my fault. It's rigged in their favor. It's their game, their show. But I won that game. How dare they? If you guys don't watch the AAA, Mondays on Drunkle's channel, Wednesday on Fright Supremacy, that's Ghastly's channel, and Fridays on Sinatra Says' channel. It's a great show. I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's not deep news. It's laughing at ridiculous shit, and it's a lot of fun. But then at the end of the show, they do a game, and they have different games that they do, and they're wonderful. They're a lot of fun, but they cheat. They're cheating bastards, and I was robbed. Anyway, you can't get an edge word in any way. I've done it before, Blondie. Last time I was on the show, yeah. The last time I was on the show, I actually had a lot of fun, and I jumped right in there and like, shut up, I need to talk. I don't know if I actually said shut up. I did tell him to shut up once on my show. Where are we? Usually they cheat against Drunkle. Yeah, well, they finally had a chance to do it to someone else. I don't know what to do with the rest of the show, guys. We're only an hour in, and I'm tired of talking about dumbass Democrats and the. I was gonna say and the news, but that's fucking repetitive. But I repeat myself. Not deep news. AAA is the most highbrow news show there is. Look, it's great news, Tom. Excellent news. It's a lot of fun, but it's not like they're deep diving into the mysteries of politics and stuff. It's fun news. It's a lot more. It's a lot more fun than I'm used to having with news. Because normally, I mean, we might poke fun at what we say, but they go through and they find ridiculous headlines, and it's just I like that. It's a good Mumsnet. Oh, stop it, Faithless. You know, I first heard of Mumsnet way back in my blogging days. A friend of mine who is also a blogger, she got on the bad side of some mommy bloggers because she used to write this blog. It was so good. But she called her son the spawn of Satan, and that's how she referred to him all the time. And she would write these posts that were silly, you know, just her expressing herself and how she felt at the time, but through silliness. And it was always about how her son was trying to kill her, or she was trying to kill him. And the mommy bloggers, and Mumsnet was one of the groups, lost their shit. Faithless said, would that not make her the devil? No, she actually referred to her ex, the seed donor, as the devil, as Satan himself. She was fucking beautiful, man. Great, funny stuff. But the mommy bloggers didn't think it was nice to talk about your child that way. Was she a feminist? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She read my stuff. Are you insane? Bearcock, thank you so much for the donation with no message. I appreciate it. Yeah, mommy bloggers are insane. If you guys haven't, if you guys ever want to have a fun time, and I am not telling you to do this. In fact, I'm going to tell you, do not do this. But if you go over to a mommy blog site and just say any random thing that you can think of that might upset a mother who's trying to put on the Stepford mother kind of thing. I'm the bestest mother in the world. Because over there on the mommy blogs, they're the best mothers ever. Unless they're having one of their emotional breakdowns and everybody needs to support them. And then it's okay that they're a little bit bad. But the rest of the time, they're the most perfect mothers ever. Just go over there one time and say something like, read one of their blogs, make sure it's talking about one of their children. Go, you know, if I were in your situation, I'd spank that child. They will lose their fucking minds. They will. They will try to find you and kill you. Even if you don't believe it, just say it. It is. You will not believe the fucking response you get out of it because it's absolutely what's the word I'm looking for? Disproportionate. No matter what you say to them, that the response is disproportionate in the fact that they will. Man, what is Mom's Net? It's Mum's Net over there in the UK. Do they have a Mom's Net over here? I don't know, because the one I've always heard is Mum's Net. It's MUM because it's British. But yeah, just unhinged is another good word, but I was specifically looking for disproportionate because the slightest thing you say, say like, I believe kids should stop being breastfed at 6 months. Oh my God. Expo Hotep says, so kind of like vegans. They make vegans seem rational. They really do. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to make this sound like it's worse than it is. Go find mommy bloggers. Search mommy bloggers and just go look and see, and just drop any kind of statement like that, anything like that. Like I believe women who don't breastfeed are the spawn of Satan. Now, a lot of them love breastfeeding, but if you suggest any woman, they'll come to, oh, some women can't, and from there they will just try to kill you. Seriously, they're very bad people, but it's okay because they're raising children. Prospero says they're a lot like moms demand action, high strung, and pounding boxed wine and Xanax. Yes, yeah, that's a good fucking description. Karen's on steroids. Oh my! But you have to throw in the part of the mom because they have this whole protective thing of their children. Even if you like, bitch, you don't even know your kids. You're rich and got a nanny. Shut up. You never even met them. Fuck, I don't think you even gave them a name. Oh man, I wish I had an example. I really do, because they're out of their fucking minds. And I didn't know this, but I was talking with this friend of mine, and she told me that she had to completely make a new blog. I'm like, why? And she told me that the mommy bloggers didn't think she was funny. I'm like, what do you mean? And she sent me the thread that got her in trouble with them. Oh man. Yeah, it forced her to end up making a whole new blog because they just would not stop bombarding hers, telling her what a horrible fucking mother she was because she made fucking jokes. Snub says there's probably a Reddit for them. There probably is. Tumblr kids come from mommy bloggers. I'm telling you, they are really fucking insane. What is this? An analogy, Bob swears at rude drivers often. Then he swears at a rude driver who's not white. CNN says, aha, Bob's racist. They're grift. Ignore the colorblind behavior and selectively pick an instance that enables a smear. CNN must know they're doing this. Trash. To which Brian Stelter of CNN writes, if you can send me several other examples of the president saying the words ask China twice in response to a single question, then your analogy holds up. Until then, it doesn't. This thing has 1,418 responses with 66 likes. That is a ratio and a half. Wow. Wow, Brian, you got bitch slapped on the Twitter machine. I wonder how many people sent him examples. Mommy bloggers are bunny boilers in training. Oh man, they're you ever see that Texas case where the cheerleader mom was gonna whack the other cheerleader to help her daughter out? They're that kind of crazy. They're that kind of crazy. This is why you have someone who knows about media. Would have taken up more time. I don't necessarily need to take up more time, and I know about media. Damn, that is close to having an undefined ratio. Bubba Hotep, that is, I don't think I've ever seen one that bad. I mean, I've seen them bad, but 1,600 to 66. That's fucking funny. Oh man. This was sent in. Cirque sent me this. Adam Schiff lied about the Trump investigation. The media let him. You know, there's a whole bunch of stories coming out about this right now, Cirque. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to it. The New York Post has been all over it. There's a lot of stuff that is finally coming out from the secret investigation into Donald Trump. All the stuff that where they had people up there testifying before Congress behind closed doors. It had to be locked behind closed doors. Why? Because we don't want to look like shitbags on TV. There was one that came out yesterday where several people, including Sally Yates, we've talked about her for like the last 3 days. Sally Yates is like, yeah, we didn't see any criminal behavior. We didn't see any direct link between Russia and the Trump campaign. None of that made it to the TV, and it's all coming out now. And it's being, shh, don't look at this. Remember, COVID's out there. And COVID is just like Leroy Jenkins. I about pissed myself when I saw that fucking Chris Cillizza article. Chris Cillizza, who had to go look up what Leroy Jenkins even was. Leroy Jenkins is a video, which is, I didn't realize it was 15 years old as of yesterday. But it's a video of these guys in a World of Warcraft raid. They're getting ready to go into this one part of the raid where you have to be very careful with crowd control, because if you touch these eggs, all these little fucking, what are they called? The little drakes. I forget what they're called. They pop out and they become a pain in the ass. And you can wipe the whole raid. And they're sitting there supposedly. It's all a fake video, but it was funny as hell and actually made Leroy quite famous. They're sitting there discussing strategy, and suddenly Leroy's like, yep, and let's do this. And he just gets up and runs into the raid screaming his own name. And Chris Cillizza has decided that's just like the country reopening. Like, I'm so, Wyverns, thank you. It's just like the country reopening, because everybody's supposed to be getting set, and you just have states like Georgia yelling Leroy Jenkins and running out there and doing it. Like, oh, you're fucking retarded, man. You're fucking retarded. I knew exactly where it was going when he opened the article. I knew what the analogy was going to be. But the fact that at the beginning of this, he has to describe it as though you can tell in his description, he had no idea what this fucking thing was. But he relates to the kids, y'all. He relates to the kids. Georgia Jenkins, you fucking moron, you fat fucking piece of shit. Many whelps, that's what they are. The little ones are the whelps. Thank you. Yeah, the wyverns are the big dragons. Minus 50 DKP. Oh god, the DKP video. That is I laugh so hard every fucking time I watch that one, because this one's a real one. There's a raid in WoW, and I forget where is that Onyxia's lair. You have to be very careful, because you can accidentally again step in and get the Drake itself can cause you to panic. I forget what it's called in there, and make you run, and you end up running through these whelps, and they all come up, and oh, it's fucking amazing. And there's this one fucking video of this team doing it, this raid team, And I don't know if they were a full guild or not. I think they were, because he starts yelling about DKP, and that's usually some shit that was kept back. Don't ask what these nerd things mean. It's a system so that you get to try to get the better loot in the game. Anyway, this guy just starts losing his fucking mind because people aren't listening how he wants them to do it. More dots, more dots. Oh my God, fear. Thank you, sir. More dots. It's a great video. I can't wait till Chris does that in one of his video or one of his articles. Let's see. Last week, acting director of national intelligence Richard Grenell forced Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff's hand. If the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee didn't release the transcripts of 53 interviews from the committee's Russia collusion investigation, then he'd do it himself. The transcripts, many of them from 3 years ago, were declassified and ready for public viewing since June. As the grand impresario of collusion, Schiff has filled print and broadcast media since January 2017, claiming that he has seen more than circumstantial evidence. That's a direct quote, by the way, guys, of a Trump-Putin conspiracy. He did. He said he had actual evidence. He had actual evidence. Obviously, there was none in the transcripts, or he'd have pulled back the curtain years ago. But Schiff didn't want to hand control of the narrative to one of Trump's most effective deputies. So on Thursday, they finally went live. Good God. Sorry, guys. They show exactly what you'd expect them to show. None of the former Obama administration officials who took to the airwaves immediately after Trump's election to claim collusion had any evidence of it. Here's Obama's director of national intelligence and CNN analyst James Clapper. Quote, "I never saw any direct empirical evidence that the Trump campaign or someone in it was plotting/conspiring with the Russians to meddle in the election." Huh. It's almost like it was a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, this stuff has been ready to go out since June, and Adam's like, well, fuck it, I guess I'll do it. But there's a lot of stuff coming out in this, guys, that shows exactly what we've always known. This was a bunch of bullshit, a whole bunch of bullshit. Schiff thought that prank call he got was real. That was the one, yeah. Somebody called, wasn't it Russians who did that? They called a radio show that he was on and told him that they had pictures of Trump's dick. That's what they said. And Schiff's like, well, get a hold of me. I need to see Trump's dick. I don't know why he wanted to see Trump's dick. By the way, I think it's today. The case for whether or not the president has to turn over his tax returns to Congress and the Southern District of New York is going before the Supreme Court. So we'll have an answer on that soon, on whether or not he'll be required. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he was compelled to turn them over to the Southern District of New York. I will be shocked if they don't put some kind of limit on it. Excuse me. I've had arguments with people in chat before, and I'm sure a couple are still here and going to get mad in a second. But the Southern District of New York is demanding 8 years of President Trump's tax returns. It's a completely arbitrary number. There's no reason for exactly 8 years, except it's what the Democrats have been asking for. It literally is. And they're like, no, it's a perfectly valid criminal investigation technique. We need to see them to see if he broke any laws. I don't think that's how it works. We'll see. We'll see what happens when this goes before the court. You're going to have a very compelling reason to suggest you need to see the president's tax records. Beyond just, we think there might be something bad in there. That's not enough. You can't just, even with a subpoena, you can have unlawful subpoenas. They happen. Just because some jackass is like, I need some of this. I need to see your nudes because it's important to my investigation. Compelling reason, that code for bribe. Yeah, well, there's no good reason for this. The only reason they're coming after Trump's taxes is because the Democrats want him, and Trump told them to go fuck themselves. Trump is the first president since what? Kennedy? I think it was Kennedy, don't quote me on that, who hasn't given out his taxes beforehand. And he said he would. And then he's like, well, I'm under audit, so we got to wait until that's done. And you're like, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Nah. And they're like, no, we get to see him. And Congress trying to do it. Oh, are you kidding? You can just subpoena the president's tax records at will when you want to? Doesn't work like that, Sparky. And if the Supreme Court does not come back on this and say it's a complete violation of unlawful search and seizure, I will be shocked. Yeah, Prospero, it's not required. It's not a matter of law that they have to share their tax records. It is a matter of tradition. Tradition ain't law, motherfucker. Tradition ain't law. Ryan says it's a fishing expedition. That's exactly what it is. They have no set crime. This goes back to what we were talking about with Michael Flynn. With that interview, okay, he lied to you. And let's say he did lie to you. What were you specifically investigating? What investigation was open on Michael Flynn at the time? Because if you don't have one in his law, or even if you do have one, if his lie was not germane to your investigation, it's not a crime. It's not. Supreme Court, they've already decided that. And you can't just go, hey, we think the president may have done something wrong. We have no real evidence of it. We need to see his taxes for evidence of it. You have to have a reason to see his taxes other than we think there might be something bad in there. That's not how it works. And I mean, welcome to the real world. Now, that doesn't mean the Supreme Court's not going to go, yeah, we're going to uphold this. They may, especially in the Southern District of New York case. I think they'll tell Congress to go get fucked. And I sincerely hope they tell Congress to go get fucked. But if they do allow the Southern District of New York to do it, I hope they limit it to a year, maybe 2 tops. Their bullshit of we need 8 years is just nonsense. There's no reason. It's supposedly because of a deal that was made, 3 years ago or something like that at the time. 3 years prior to when they started asking, but we need 8 years. No, you don't. If you think this happened 3 years ago, the most you need is 3 years, motherfucker. Past that, you are fishing. Past that, you're fishing, and that's not how our legal system works. But good luck, Southern District of New York, of prosecuting the president over some shit you don't even know what happened. You want to talk about oh man, so many of our institutions have become so politicized, and this should scare the fuck out of people. What happened under Obama should scare the fuck out of people. Obama using the IRS to target people should scare the fuck out of you. Obama using the fucking FBI to target people should scare the fuck out of you. Obama actually did what they accused Trump of doing, and it should scare you that nobody in the press gives a fuck. This should scare the fuck out of you. This is the kind of shit our country was set up to stop. You're not supposed to be able to use the FBI for your own personal grudges, especially your own personal political grudges. And Obama done it at least twice. At least twice. But nah, man, what you really got to worry about is Trump made a joke about grabbing somebody by the pussy. Don't look at the fact that Joe Biden's actually been literally accused of that. Shh. You keep that to yourself, whore. You take that to your grave, whore. We got fucking Sped McGee up here who doesn't even know where he fucking is. He's our best chance to take out Trump. You shut up, whore. You close that whore mouth. Oh, man. To be fair, the FBI has been, I'm guessing, corrupt. Yeah, the FBI, I mean, sure. But when you have a case where you know the president himself is directing this, that's a problem. That's a big problem. That is a dear Christ, that man should be in fucking prison problem. But, I mean, nobody cares because he was Obama. He was the chosen one, you guys. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but he was black. He was. I mean, he's half black because Democrats can't bring themselves to vote for an actual black man. They had to make sure there was some honky in there before they'd vote for him. You know, so their grandfathers didn't roll in their graves. They still needed to tell themselves that he was half white when they were in their sheets. But, yeah, corrupt since J. Edgar Hoover, I meant to say. The FBI is, it's the federal government shouldn't have that kind of power. It's not what it's there for. The federal government isn't there to prosecute criminal activity. That's what your municipalities are for. I mean, the idea of the government having a law enforcement branch is kind of fucking weird. Anyhow, and yeah, it sets it up for corruption. You have the president who possibly could get, investigated, running the top law enforcement agency in the country. Like, I'm sorry, what? What dickhead thought this made sense? Shouldn't be there. The FBI shouldn't even fucking exist. But monkey, what about federal crimes? They shouldn't exist. Anyhow, get down off my soapbox. I like my soapbox. It's very comfortable up there. It's very comfortable up there telling people without a group free of state control, they can move between states. They do exist. What do exist? I'm confused. I'm sorry. Like people trafficking. Oh, crime syndicates. Oh yeah, of course they exist. I get the idea. I just don't. I think there's too much. I think Razorfist said it was supposed to be temporary. I don't know that, and I haven't seen. He may have said that. I don't know if he did or not. I'm going simply by my knowledge of what I do know about the government and the potential for corruption and shit there. It's relegate the FBI to investigating VHS duplication again. Yes. If you catch people duplicating VHS tapes, the FBI should get involved. Oh man, make Betamax great again. Stop it, Faithless. How dare you? I've never even actually seen a Betamax. Our first machine was a VHS machine that my mom and dad got from a rent-to-own center that had the pop-up top, or the pop-up where you put the tape in and you push it back down. They were a very common one at the time. I've seen them in several movies. A big old brick of a thing. And all I ever knew was VHS. I didn't know a beta was a thing until, probably till around the time Laserdisc started. I don't know when Laserdisc. Okay, I became aware of Laserdisc. So probably early to mid 90s. I missed the whole Betamax where we were poor. I mean, we're lucky we got VHS. But it is how I saw Return of the Jedi, and I became very, very sad about Star Wars for the first time. My parents still have one and the old Laserdisc. My father-in-law is the only person I knew who had a Laserdisc. My father-in-law is very much into technology. And Bearcock, thank you. The ATF is a criminal syndicate. The Second Amendment's pretty fucking clear about shall not infringe. I agree with you there. I think there's two things in the Constitution that seem to confuse the fuck out of people. The first one is shall not be abridged, and the other one is shall not be infringed. And these are very, very specific wordings that confuse people somehow, and I'm not sure how. But you're making me feel old. Sorry, Beth. First video player in my house was VHS. Saw my first Betamax at a tech museum. Oh, cool. The only time I've ever seen a beta, even case, was on Married with Children. But soy boy Democrats are Betamax. Yeah, I do think you might be misinterpreting that, but you could be right as well. When I was in middle school, one of the classrooms had a video player that was before VHS. The tapes were larger and the image was purple. Huh. I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah, I was telling you, my father-in-law, he actually had a 5-speaker surround sound thing that he did, where it had the little ball that hung in the middle, and he had his laser discs, and he had this fucking stereo that to this day is still actually pretty high tech. Really nice stereo that he gave me when he got his new one, with a 6-disc changer in it, and just this thing gets so loud you can hear it down my street. And I live in a big empty area that I usually can turn up the radio pretty loud. I couldn't turn this thing up past 10 without like blowing out my own eardrums, and it goes to like 100. He was not a poor, well, he was a poor kid, but he was a rich adult. Still is. Why can't we build a bridge connecting freedom of speech? Pyrus, go sit in the corner because you confused me. Family had a Betamax. We had the Michael Jackson Thriller. Oh, really? Wow. I have a 200-disc CD changer. It's in a box in the closet. Do any of you still buy CDs? I still buy CDs. I really do. Don't laugh at him, Bearcock. Don't. How dare you? You go join him in the corner. Don't encourage that behavior. I still like CDs. I still like having my physical copies. It's more of a pain in the ass, especially nowadays when computers don't come with disk drives. But I've not bought a CD in 10 years at least. I don't buy them very often, mostly because the music that I have that I know I want, I already have. I like a CD as a reference copy. I don't like the idea that one day, and I know it's probably not going to happen, but one day Apple could go out of business or something could take them offline forever, and my music is no longer my music because it has to be fucking authenticated with them. I do not like that at all. I like having a physical copy, so if something goes wrong, it's still mine. I'll still put it in my iTunes. I just don't buy it from there. Same with DVDs, man. I still prefer to own a DVD rather than buying it through like a digital service. I have bought stuff through Amazon Prime, but it's mostly cartoons for the girls. And that way it's just easy to turn on, and I can use it anywhere. Like if I go to my daughter's house, I can just turn it on. Oh, my iTunes library crashed one day and I lost a ton of music. That sucks, Peter. I lost half of I got a new computer, and when everything transferred over, for some reason, iTunes took my music library and put it inside the music library. So when it would go to the music library, it would see no music there because there's a file in there that it had to go to actually read it all. Like, that's fucking retarded. So yeah, I absolutely prefer to have my CDs. I spent an entire month ripping all my CDs to MP3. I feel you. I like having the convenience of just having stuff on the go. Anybody ever have a CD? CD man is what I believe is what they were called. Portable CD player. Because those things were hard to listen to. Miles, thank you. Hey, Mun. Every time I think of Biden, I hear South Park song Finger Bang. Finger Bang. Bang, bang, bang. I'm on a finger bang, bang you every night. Oh, hi, nuts. And no, I'm not going to start over. I'm almost done. Discman, is that what it was called? Come on, look. Dangerous Spaces. I was a poor kid. I had the fucking knockoff. It was called CD thing. It was called Portable CD Player. That's what it was called. How dare you? Don't take your rich boy shenanigans over there. Yeah, they were horrible, man. And it's not like you could carry a big library with you. So I love MP3 players, and I love having music on the phone and all that. So I have it on the go kind of thing. But at home, I want to have all the stuff with me. I like to own my stuff. Still have a Discman and even Walkman somewhere. Some of y'all saved some garbage. Sorry, that's not nice. Portable CD players were a nightmare. Yeah. They the one that I got, I bought it. I didn't get one until I was probably early 20s, and it had anti-skip technology. Oh God, it was great. So what it would do is if you hit it too hard or something, it would just pause in your song, and then instead of skipping, it would pick right back up where it was. It was wonderful. So instead of skipping, you just got a little tiny pause in between your music. Like that sucks. Mine was secondhand, and the anti-skip was busted. Oh man, dude, that was high tech at the time, though, man. That was the best thing you could get, was anti-skip technology in your portable CD player. At least Walkmans didn't skip, Cassettes were not as easy to use because you had to find your song on the fucking thing. Because they never put the song you wanted. One, you had to buy a whole fucking cassette tape for one, maybe two songs. And the song you wanted was like number 3 on the second side. I don't care about the rest of it. Do you guys listen to the whole tape or CD back when you did get them? If you don't buy them anymore, would you listen to the whole thing? I would listen through the whole thing once and find any other songs I might like. But otherwise, I only bought them for like the 1 or 2 songs that I wanted to hear. It was a game, man. It was a bunch of bullshit. Remember high-speed dubbing? Yes, I do. I do indeed. Still playing ball in the drive. I don't know what you're talking about with that. Tape to tape. Oh yeah. I also remember taping music off the radio, man. We used to do that all the time because, again, poor. But you could get blank tapes for real cheap. That's what mixtapes were for, that and sitting next to the radio waiting to record a song. Exactly, brown coat. But that's the thing, man. You'd have to buy a whole fucking tape with Look, this is shit the band wanted to play that nobody gives a shit about, so they have something to play at their concert instead of the one song anybody cares that they sing. And now we're going to make you pay $13 for the piece of shit. And then CDs came out, and they're like, because of the ease of making these, we're gonna lower prices soon. That's what they said. We're gonna lower prices soon. They actually got sued over that. They got sued because they promised that after CDs have been out for a while, they were going to lower prices because it was easier to make than a cassette. And I don't remember what happened with that lawsuit, or if I ever even heard. Any games you're looking forward to? Yes, Pyrus. Probably the one I'm looking forward to most, Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, I can't wait for Baldur's Gate 3. And I hope it plays as good as it looked. And I hope the story's good. Because the Baldur's Gate series is not so much about the gameplay, it's more about the story. And what else? Dying Light 2 is supposed to come out eventually. I'm interested in Bloodlines 2 to see how well they do with it. I'm not a what's the name of that the series? Vampire the Masquerade. The tabletop, never played it. don't care much about the inner workings of it. Now, if you talk to Scribe about it, he has very strong feelings. I don't. This is one of those things that I don't know, so I don't care. As long as it's still a good game, I'm pretty much down for it. But I hope it's a good game. I hope it tells a good story. Kyla says Cyberpunk 2077. I don't have a whole lot of interest in that game. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't know. I do think it's nice that they gave you the chance to have big titties and a big bulge, so you can be the man you want to be in the game. But otherwise, yeah. I hope he has a fabulous birthday. Who has a birthday? Today's my dad's birthday, and 5 days before mine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Merle Davis's dad. Happy birthday to you. I hope your dad has a really great birthday. Are those based on the R.A. Salvatore novels? The Baldur's Gate ones, I don't know if they are or not. Baldur's Gate came out years ago, and then Baldur's Gate 2 followed not long behind it, way back in the day. And finally, they're bringing out 3 by a whole different company making it this time. It's being made by the people who made not Pillars of Eternity. What is the other one? Divinity. And they tell a pretty good story in theirs too. So hopefully this is a match made in heaven. Where was that? Baldur's Gate 3 is going to garbage. Warning, don't buy it. 5e based. Yeah, I know it's on 5th edition, which I've never played. My son plays pen and paper D&D, and he plays 5th edition. I'm willing to give it a chance. I know people who, when 3rd edition came out, they're like, this is shit. We'll see. It's all gonna depend on how it's implemented. Is the media upset at Trump for the same things as earlier? The China remark? Yes, ma'am. Yes, nuts. That's what this was about, and it's just kind of funny. Still play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 every now and then. You know, Baldur's Gate 1, I don't know if 2 is on there. I know 1 is on the Play Store. I have it on my phone. I also have it on Good Old Games, and I have it on Steam. I might have a Baldur's Gate. I'm actually much more of a fan of Icewind Dale 1 and 2. I thought those were a lot. They were more fun for me. 5th edition is the worst class in Feats version. I was talking with my son about the differences, because I don't even remember what it was, but he's talking about these extra things that are thrown. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Different things that added to the characters and stuff. I'm like, what happened to just strength and agility and fireballs, and what the fuck is this nonsense? But like I said, I'm willing to give it a try, especially if it's a fun game. And watching what they did I don't know if you've seen it, Spaghetti God, but they did a playthrough of, I think it's like an hour-long playthrough reveal of the game, and it looked a lot of fun. Do you like rage games, and have you played Hollow Knight? I haven't played Hollow Knight. It's a side scroller. I don't play side scrollers. I'm not sure what a rage game is. Is that the new name for games like Cuphead, games that just make you mad? Icewind Dale and Baldur Gates are locations in the Forgotten Realms series of books by R.A. Salvatore. The Forgotten Realms is one of the edition. What's it called? The worlds in D&D. You have your Forgotten Realms. You have Eberron, and I forget the other one. They might have more than that now. You have the Forgotten Realms. His books are probably based on the D&D. I'm guessing. Baldur's Gate, no. It's the spine of the world. And Baldur's Gate is up there by, it's north of Neverwinter? And Luskin's just south of Neverwinter, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've looked at a map or played with them. All right. You don't do side scrollers. It's ridiculously difficult. Yes. Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. But guys, I think I'm going to wrap up. We're only about 15 minutes short, and I'm starting to yawn. So it's time. It is time. Baldur's Gate story was retconned fully. In the game or in the I don't know which one came first. So GOG is a godsend. I love GOG, but most of the stuff that was over there is now on Steam, and I prefer to have Steam. So I just prefer to have all my games in one place, and that's where most of mine are. Anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to hang out. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are way more generous than I could ever expect, and I can never thank you enough. Maybe I'll post pretties next time. Oh, I didn't even go look at the hashtag except for at the very beginning, did I? Oh, my bad, guys. One of these days. Tonight we'll be on Scribe channel, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords at Night. No game stream planned. I'm thinking of playing Disco Elysium over on my channel. I want to play something new. I don't want to go back to 7 Days to Die, at least until they get the new edition out, till Alpha 19 comes out. But I got Disco Elysium a while ago. The problem is I haven't played it at all. And usually with a game like that, I'll play it for a little bit and restart, so I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. And I don't know, maybe it'll be fun to just watch me fail completely on my own, straight out of the gate. We'll see. Because I haven't done anything over there for a while, and I've heard really great things about that game. And I've had it for probably 3 months now. Do you dance to disco? No, you're actually a detective or a police officer. Streets of Rage 4. I have that. I haven't downloaded it yet. I could probably do that too, and people could watch me. You guys want to watch me fail on Streets of Rage? I don't know. I used up all of my good internet for downloading Fallout 76, and I don't get it back until I think the 20th. So I would have to try to download it right now, and I don't know how shitty this download speed would be. But I don't know if you guys would watch that. Tired Monkey, get some sleep. We'll see. I won't go to sleep until Lady Monkey gets up, but I don't like yawning into the microphone a lot. It's very unprofessional. So yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, I want to get back to playing over there. I like doing that. It's a lot of fun. One, because I'm getting to play video games, which I love to do. And it's very relaxed. I'm not talking about politics. I don't have a no politics policy over there. I don't care about talking about politics over there. So if people want to ask questions and stuff, that's fine. But we usually end up getting into different topics, and it's a lot more fun. Time Man, right? Is that how I was supposed to say it? Yeah, Time Man. Time Man, thank you so much. My first cassette I remember was Pink Floyd double cassette. Second was the Van Halen Baby Smoking album. That's 1984, wasn't it? Or Theater of Pain, Motley Crue. MOD, Are You Hungry was a close one. What? My God, my first cassette. I remember my first CD. My first CD was LL Cool J's I'm Bad. Or Bad. Is it I'm Bad or Bad? I can't remember. Which had Bad and had not Dear Vet. Dear Vet was on radio. I Need Love. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. God damn, that was a stupid song, but I still love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.